Hey, my name's Joel, and in this video, I'm gonna be giving you a review of the Tevole CC1 camping light. We're gonna talk about the features, and I'll tell you how I like it, because let me tell you, we have tested out more camping lights this year than probably any other single item. There are just tons of them coming out, lots of great innovations, new battery technology, lots of different lighting options, but I think the Tevole CC1 was probably gonna end up being one of my favorites because it's so incredibly versatile. Now, a lot of them are telescoping camping lanterns that kind of extend out like this, and this one is extra long. I mean, this goes, oh my gosh, all the way to the ceiling. I'm gonna put the tripod base out here, but if we put it on the ground, it is taller than me, and I'm 6 foot tall. So you'll kind of see, if I put it up here on the table, that this portion comes down, and it's a really wide, sturdy tripod base. There is no wiggling in this. I've seen some that are really flimsy. This is not flimsy at all, so I like that. I also like how wide these feet are here on the bottom, and these are rubberized, so they're gonna stick to a surface like this or a picnic table. Really, really sturdy, and like I said, very strong telescoping system, and I like how sturdy it telescopes out. Part of the reason it can do that is because this top portion is really light. This is one of the lightest lights that we've tested out and tried, so that really helps that it's able to go up without wobbling around, but this is a nice tight telescoping system. It's not mechanical, it's just simply one rod inside another with a plastic connector in the middle, or a plastic gasket that's allowing that friction to close up really nice and evenly. So I like this whole system. You can go to a campsite, you can put this up in the air, and you can use the different types of light and light settings, which we'll go over in just a minute, to use for whatever reason you want. But I also love that the top of this light looks like a flashlight. If you unscrew it, it's threaded. It looks like it has a 1/4 thread here, right on the bottom, and you have an actual flashlight. Now, a lot of camping lights that I've tested this year look like regular flashlights. You can put them with this entire base, into a flashlight mode and walk around like this, but they're this size, they're huge. Most of the time they're thicker than this. This little guy is actually the size of a small flashlight. So if you wanted to detach it and use it as a flashlight, you could, and it looks appropriate. It's also got a little hook on the top. Pull this up. You can hang this somewhere if you choose, or the bottom is magnetic. This is where your battery is. It's also got a USB-C charging port behind a dust cover. That's gotta be standard, but I love USB-C, and I will tell you that the battery life is probably a little less on this one than others because it's all right here in this tiny little package. So what you're giving up in weight, you're gonna gain back in functionality. You just have to play that game. And one other great feature about this light is that if you screw this top portion back on and want to simply leave it there but control it from a distance, it comes with this tiny little, I'm not sure, I think it's infrared or radio waves, not Bluetooth, remote. Look how tiny this is. This little remote, you can control the on and off of the light and the brightness. So all you have to do is simply hold the top button here, there we go, and your button works now. So power on, power off, power on, brightness. So this little button is handy if you want to put this thing on a stand, put it up, be farther away, maybe over at the campfire, and still control the light with this little button. And when you're done, it goes right back in here, magnetized to your flashlight, and it's a strong magnet. I don't foresee this getting knocked off or falling off easily. So let's go ahead and turn the main studio lights out. I'll take you through some of the lighting features of this flashlight, and we'll also see what the brightness levels look like. All right, the main studio lights are off, just our background lights for ambiance here. Let's go ahead and go through the modes. I'm using the tiny little remote. Again, we've done the long press on this button so it's on and the remote works. We're gonna click it on with the remote. I believe this is the lowest setting, and I'll put it kind of in front of myself so you can see it on the dark background of my shirt. If we go up the next level of brightness, holy cow, that's really bright. And it goes even brighter. This is one thing that I'm gonna tell you is kind of amazing. This goes up to 800 lumens. I've tested other flashlights that I thought were bright, other lanterns like this that only went up to 500. That's 800 lumens right there. The middle, I believe, is 500 lumens. So Click it again, we go all the way down to low. So again, low, medium, bright. And you can see just with this kind of facing down what kind of light this is putting out. Just for giggles, I'm gonna put this up a little bit so you can see how it sheds light in the room. That's really pretty cool. It's got a lot of light that it's throwing out there, and it's right in my face. And finally, let's test out the flashlight feature. Instead of holding this main button, we're gonna tap it, and we tap it here to the lowest setting coming out the front here. This has got 3 settings as well. 2, medium, 3, super bright. It's not a huge throw of light. You can kind of see it's pretty concentrated here, but it is very bright, just like the lights underneath, very bright, and you have 3 settings to work with. I know it also has a flash setting for SOS and strobe. Let's see if we can get that to come on. I believe it's a couple clicks. Okay, 2 clicks, switches from front down to side. Yeah, and we're gonna hold it again. I can't seem to figure out how to get it back on strobe. I had it on strobe earlier, but honestly, I think that might be one of the only downfalls that I have for this flashlight, is that the button system is a little hard to operate. So it's double presses to go from flashlight to lantern, but I can't figure out how to get it on strobe. That's a little more difficult. I've held the light, I've double tap, I've triple tapped, and it just seems to be difficult to get to. So that may be one of the only downfalls I have for this, but I never use strobe or SOS, or at least haven't yet, so that's not a huge deal to me. Okay, let's turn the lights back on in 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. That is the Tevole CC1 camping lantern and flashlight. I've got to say, in a category that I have reviewed half a dozen different products of very similar likeness to this in, this is now my favorite. I think that it has some things that the others don't, being that A, it's super lightweight, B, it's got this removable flashlight up top. Others, the flashlight function is built in, but this is removable. 3, I think it's also brighter than every other flashlight we've tested. And again, because of the size, we might be losing a little bit of battery time with that. I can't even find specific details about the battery life on this, but love that it's USB-C. I love the way it folds up. And this base is extremely sturdy. That's not something every light has. It might be the widest base of any flashlight we've tested or camping lantern we've tested this year. So I would highly recommend you check this out if you like to be outdoors, you like to camp, you like to have versatile items with you that you can use for more than one thing, and this would be great on the trails or at the campsite. So again, this is the Tevole CC1 camping lantern and flashlight. Check it out for yourself. I really think you're gonna like it.